Hello friends, in my previous session we understood about the concept of elasticity. So, in continuation from where we had stopped in the last class on the last slide, that is types of elasticity. Today we will try to understand about what is price elasticity. So, today's session will completely focus only on price elasticity. So, let us see what is price elasticity. According to Alfred Marshall, the elasticity or responsiveness of demand in a market is great or small. So, here Alfred Marshall is using the words is great or small. The sensitivity of demand in the market is great or small according as the amount demanded increases much or little, that is whether the amount demanded increases more or less for a given fall in price. So, here two things I would like to bring into the picture. One is there is a fall in price and because of that the demand has increased. So, this becomes our law of demand. Along with that, we are also saying because of the fall in price whether the demand has increased more or it has increased less compared to the fall in price. So, that is what is great or small, and diminishes much or little for a given rise in price. So, if the price increases, the demand diminishes. Again, whether the demand will diminish more or less compared to the rise in price. This is what is the elasticity is great or small, or the elasticity is more or less in the words of Alfred Marshall. So, in order to understand price elasticity of demand, we need to know how to calculate price elasticity. So, calculation of price elasticity, there is a simple formula to calculate price elasticity, and that is the price elasticity of demand is calculated as the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. So, percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So, this is the formula to understand price elasticity of demand. So, I will make use of certain examples where we will be using this formula and we will see how to determine what is the elasticity. So, let us start with the first case. Examples: if price of homes fall by 60%, then everyone would want to buy a home. In such a case, demand will be immeasurable. If this is a situation, if I want to calculate price elasticity of demand, the formula is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So, here we know that the price has fallen by 60%. But what about the demand? The demand is immeasurable. So, when I say demand is immeasurable, matlab something that cannot be measured, something that is infinite. So, here the change in quantity demanded will be infinite. So, what will be the value of elasticity of demand? The value of elasticity of demand will be infinity. So, this is our first reference point to understand the concept of elasticity. The same is given at the bottom, the elasticity. So, this is our first type of elasticity where the value will be infinity. Going ahead, if I take the second case, if price of tours and travels fall by 20%, then many would travel more than they usually would and the demand would swell up to 30%. If this is the case, then what will be the demand? So, see here, in this case price elasticity of demand will be equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So, here the price has fallen by 20% and the demand has increased by 30%. So, that is 3 by 2, which is equal to 1.5. So, this is one more reference point where the elasticity is 1.5, or in other words we can say it is more than 1. So this becomes our second reference point of elasticity, that is more than 1. First one infinity, second one is more than 1. Now we are understanding why it is more than 1, because here when we calculate percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price, whatever value we get, if the value is more than 1, it is one particular reference point. Moving ahead, if the price of candies or you can say chocolates fall by 10%, demand would increase by 10%. So here in this case, what will happen? Price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So here percentage change in quantity demanded is 10%, percentage change in price is 10%. So this is equal to 1. So this 1 also becomes our reference point. The first reference point was infinity, the second reference point was more than 1. Now the third reference point is 1. Let us see one more example. If the price of petrol increases by 10%, then the demand would fall by 2%. So what it is telling us? Let us say quantity demanded has fallen by 2% and price has increased by 10%. So in this case, price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. You may be asking me, why am I writing the formula every time? That is a must. Whenever you even if you solve 1000 problems, before every problem make it a point to write down the formula. So here percentage change in quantity demanded is 2 and percentage change in price is 10. So 2 divided by 10, that is 1 divided by 5, or directly we can say 0.2. So here 0.2, if you see it with earlier examples, the one more way to write the 0.2 is, I can say it is less than 1. So this less than 1 also becomes one more reference point. First reference point being infinity, second reference point being more than 1, third one being equal to 1, and now fourth one being less than 1. Now coming to the last example, if the price of medicine increases by 10%, then the demand would not be affected. So here, what is it telling us? If there is a consumer who is a diabetic and he is on insulin. Now let us say whatever is the price of the insulin, let us say the price of insulin is Pi and the price has increased by 10%. In this case, what will happen to the elasticity of demand? So price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So price has increased by 10%. We know the denominator, but what has happened to the demand? Then the demand would not be affected. Then the demand is not affected. What it means demand is not affected? Matlab there is no change in quantity demanded. So mathematically no change, it means the demand has changed by 0. So here percentage change in quantity demanded will be equal to 0. So 0 divided by any number will always be 0. So this is one more reference point for us, that is the fourth reference point, and where the elasticity of demand is 0. So the entire concept of elasticity, friends, we can understand it in this particular 5 examples, and every example is unique in its own way. The reason is, in the first example we saw the elasticity of demand is infinity. In the second example we saw it as 1.5, which we can call it as more than 1. In the third example the elasticity was equal to 1. In the fourth example the elasticity was 0.2, which is nothing but less than 1, and in the last case the elasticity was 0. So, having understood these 5 examples, based on these 5 examples, we will move to our next slide, where we will see what this 5 types of elasticity, 5 degrees of elasticity is called as when we speak about elasticity. So, the first case is whenever we are speaking about elasticity, the first one is infinite elasticity. So, what is infinite elasticity called as? It is called as perfectly elastic demand. We saw the case of homes or real estate, if the price falls tremendously, everyone would like to buy a house. So, in that case the demand is very tough to be measured. So, that becomes perfectly elastic demand. The next case is if the elasticity of demand is more than 1, what it is called as? It is called as more elastic demand, or in other words relatively elastic demand. It can happen for going outside for dining, for tours and picnics and all those things. Then the next case is if the elasticity of demand is equal to 1. I have taken the example of candies. Such an elasticity is called as unitary elastic demand. If the elasticity of demand is less than 1, it is called as less elastic demand. Friends, here less elastic, if there is rainy season, there will be more demand for umbrellas, and at that time even if the price has increased much, we will not stop buying it, we will buy it. Similarly, I have taken the example of petrol. If the prices of petrol goes on increasing, we will not stop using the vehicles, we will be using the vehicles but in a limited way. So, the rise in price is more as compared to the fall in demand. That is the reason the elasticity of demand for petrol is less, and because the elasticity of demand for petrol is less, the companies can go on increasing the price because petrol has become that necessity. And the last case is when the elasticity is 0. This is a situation where it is the exactly opposite of the first one. First one was infinite elasticity, that is perfectly elastic demand. The last one is perfectly inelastic demand. So, the most essential requirements of our day to day life, they are having perfectly inelastic demand. So, these are the 5 degrees of elasticity: perfectly elastic demand, where the elasticity is infinite; more elastic, where the value of elasticity is more than 1; unitary elasticity, where the value of elasticity is equal to 1; less elastic matlab less than 1; and inelastic, it means 0. So, these are the 5 degrees of elasticity of demand. 5 degrees. In the earlier session, we understood about types of elasticity. All those types of elasticity can be understood relating to this 5 degrees: more elastic, less elastic, unitary elastic, perfectly inelastic. Now, going ahead, we will understand the same concept of elasticity in terms of textbook, that is graphical representation of elasticity. Why it is more or why it is less, or what makes it unitary elasticity. So, degrees of price elasticity. The first one is perfectly elastic demand, where the value of elasticity is infinity. What it means? Perfectly elastic demand refers to a situation where a small reduction in price would cause the buyers to increase the quantity demanded from 0 to all they wanted. On the other hand, a small rise in price of the product will cause the demand to fall to 0. You can pause the video and read this thing and relate it to the following diagram. So, here in the diagram, on x axis I have taken quantity demanded, and on y axis I have taken price. So, let us say this blue line is a demand curve and the price is P naught. So, as per the first part, perfectly elastic demand refers to a situation where a small reduction in price would cause the buyers to increase the quantity, or on the other hand, small rise in price. Let us see what will happen if the price rises. So, if there is a rise in price, the demand would fall to 0. Matlab, if the price increases from P naught to P, then what will happen to the demand? The demand will become 0. You can see the demand has become 0. And if the price would reduce, from P naught to, let us say, P, what would happen to the demand? All the consumers would demand from 0 to all that they wanted. So, the demand would go on increasing. It would go on increasing and increasing. That is what I said. It would be tough to calculate how much they want or more they want, and what is that more. So, here in this case, the elasticity of demand will be equal to infinity. And what type of demand curve we get? We get a demand curve which is parallel to x axis. We will get a horizontal demand curve. This is the first type of elasticity, and that is perfectly elastic demand. The second one is perfectly inelastic demand, and here the value of elasticity is equal to 0. Friends, to remind you, this perfectly elastic demand and perfectly inelastic demand is more theoretical in nature. In the practical world, in real life world, it is very tough to see this type of elasticities. So, with regard to perfectly elasticity, if I can say with regard to vegetable sellers, if there are vegetable sellers who are selling the same type of vegetable, then if one person is reducing little price, no one will buy from the others, everyone will come to this particular seller. Or you can say, if the firms are in perfectly competitive market, then we can see that if one firm reduces the price, all the firms will come to it, and the firm which has kept the price high, no one will go to that. But this type of situations are rare to find in real world. Coming back to perfectly inelastic demand, what it is? Here, any change in price of the commodity does not affect the quantity demanded of the commodity. In this case, the demand curve is a vertical straight line. Now, let us see what is this vertical straight line demand curve. Again, quantity demanded on x axis and price on y axis. So, if the price is P naught, at P naught the consumer is buying, let us assume he is buying Q naught units of the product. So, in this case, his demand curve, you can see, is a red line at point P naught and Q naught, the locus of that. If the price increases, what will happen? This is the demand curve. If the price increases from P naught to P1, according to law of demand, the consumer should reduce the quantity. But here, the consumer is buying the same amount of quantity, that is Q naught. In other situation, if the price reduces, even then the consumer is buying same amount of quantity. So, at P naught also the quantity demanded is Q naught, even at P1 and P2 the quantity demanded is Q naught. So, for any change in price, the quantity demanded has not changed. And here in my previous case, I had given the example of essential commodities. I had taken the example of diabetic drug insulin. So, whatever the price of insulin, if the price has fallen, matlab I will not take double of the insulin, and if the price has increased, matlab I will not stop using insulin. So, in either of the cases the demand will be the same. So, such a case is called as perfectly inelastic demand, where the value of elasticity is equal to 0. Coming to the third one, unitary elastic demand, where the price elasticity is equal to 1. One more interesting case with regard to elasticity, and that is unitary elastic demand. So, here when the percentage in price change leads to exactly the same change in the demand, it is called as unitary elastic demand. Friends, the demand curve for unitary elastic demand is represented as a rectangular hyperbola. I will explain to you what is this rectangular hyperbola. So, let us say this is the price, quantity demanded, and this is the demand curve. This demand curve we call it as rectangular hyperbola, because if I say the price is P1 and the quantity demanded is Q1, if the price reduces from P1 to P2, what will happen? The quantity demanded will increase from Q1 to Q2. So, the consumer will move from point A to point B. Now, I will explain the concept. What is this rectangular hyperbola? Friends, we know in economics, total revenue is price into quantity. So, when I speak about price, what is the price here? In the first case, the price is OP1, and what is the quantity that is demanded? The quantity demanded is OQ1. So, what is the total revenue the firm is earning? The firm is earning OP1 AQ1. So, this particular box is what is the total revenue. Now, if the price decreases from OP1 to OP2, what will happen to the total revenue? Again, the formula is same, P into Q. That is, now the price has become OP2 and quantity has become OQ2. So, what is the total revenue? The total revenue is O, I will change the color for this, O P2 BQ1, that is this particular shaded area. So, when both these shaded areas at different prices, what happens over here is OP1A Q1 is equal to OP2B. This is Q2. So, here there is a change in price, reduction in price, but the total revenue has not changed. So, at every particular point of the demand curve, whatever the point of the demand curve, the total revenue is not going to change. Such a curve is called as rectangular hyperbola. And when we speak about unitary elastic demand, matlab at every point the elasticity of demand is equal to 1. At every point it is same, it is not going to change, and that is the reason it happens only when the demand curve is having the geometrical feature of being rectangular hyperbola. This is the third case, or else in simple words to tell you, this particular box which is there OP1 AQ1, the area of this particular rectangle, area of OP1 AQ1 is same as the area of the rectangle OP2 BQ2. So, both these situations, what is happening? It is happening because the curve is rectangular hyperbola. This is the third situation of elasticity, where the elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Moving ahead, more elastic demand, or it is also called as relatively elastic demand. Here the percentage change in demand is more than the percentage change in the price of the product. Here the numerical value will be between 1 and infinity, and here the demand curve is gradually sloping. So, you can see this is the demand curve. If the price is P1, quantity demanded is Q1, and if the price reduces from P1 to P2, the quantity demanded has increased from Q1 to Q2. The movement from A to B. Now, here you can see interesting case. How much has the price changed? Without going into the details of mathematics, so here you can see the price has changed by this amount. So, this is our delta P. And what is the change in quantity? The change in quantity is this much. that is delta Q. Just by looking at the graph, you can see that the change in quantity is more than the change in price. When the refers to the demand, when the proportionate change in demand is greater. So here change in quantity demanded is more than change in price, or in other words, after the price change, this particular area of rectangular OP2 BQ2 is more than OP1 AQ1. So such a situation we call it as more elastic demand. Percentage change in quantity demanded is more than percentage change in price. So here the value of elasticity will be greater than 1. Moving ahead, exactly the opposite of more elastic demand is more inelastic demand, also called as relatively inelastic demand. So here relatively inelastic demand refers to the demand when the proportionate change in demand is less than the proportionate change in price. So here the numerical value will range from 0 to 1, and here the demand curve is not gradually sloping, but it is rapidly sloping. So here if this is the demand curve, you can see here what is happening. If the price is P1, the quantity demanded is Q1 and the consumer is at point A of the demand curve. If the price reduces to P2, the change in demand is from Q1 to Q2. Now here you can see what is happening. The change in price is this much, and what about the change in quantity demanded? It is this much. So the change in quantity demanded is less than the change in price. The change in price is more. So this less percentage change in quantity demanded is called as less elastic demand or more inelastic demand. Here, because the quantity demanded is less, percentage is less, the price elasticity of demand is also less. So that is the reason elasticity of demand is less than 1. So these are the 5 degrees of elasticity. To summarize how the graph looks with all these 5 types of elasticities, here you can say summary of the elasticities. On x axis quantity demanded, on y axis is the price. So if the demand curve is horizontal, or you can say parallel to x axis, it is a situation of perfectly elastic demand with the value of elasticity being equal to infinity. The extreme polar end of this is a vertical demand curve where the value of elasticity is 0. Exactly in between these 2 points, there is something called as unitary elasticity, where the value of elasticity is equal to 1. So these are the 3 cases which are very rarely found in the real world. So what we find in the real world is something in between these 2. So if, as I told you all, in between 1 and infinity, in between 1 and infinity, what is there? There is something, it may be 1.1, it may be 1.2, it may be 2, 3, 10, anything. So in between 1 and infinity, anything value which is more than 1, that is our more elastic demand, and anything between 0 and 1, it may be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.9, 0.999, all these values which is in between 0 and 1 is less than 1, and that is our less elastic demand. So this is what elasticities are. I hope you enjoyed this session. So today we understood in detail what is price elasticity. So we are done with price elasticity. In my next class, I will take up with income elasticity of demand. So till then friends, thank you very much for being with me, for being with Understanding Economics with Professor Aftab. So till my next video, please take care of your health, stay safe. Thank you very much. Tata. Bye bye.